What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome to a special edition of the Ultimate Team. Today guys I'm going to be showing you why possession and how to control possession is so important. Or first of all why it's important and then how to control it. So these are the four teams I'm going to show you that I came up against in the Gold Cup. I played all four games in the Gold Cup. I ended up winning the final. As you can see, the first team was really good. The second team was an okay team, not great chemistry. The third team is a really good team, but not great chemistry. He's got a lot of pace in that team. And the fourth team is an insane team, and this is actually a subscribers team. And he's got just an incredible team. It's very similar to one of my squad builders. And it was a really interesting game. Now let me show you some stats here guys. So in the first game I had 64% possession, but I had 20% of that possession in my opponent's third and 31% in the middle of the park. So although I am controlling the possession, by no means am I passing it around my defence. In the second game there again I had 30% possession in my opponent's third. That's insane stats. In the third game, once again, I had a huge amount of possession in the middle third and the attacking third. And in the fourth and final game, it's very, very similar. So just to let you guys know, this is about controlling possession to control games, but it's not about passing it around the back and passing it around your defense. Now this first clip we have guys is a pretty insane passing move with a lot of passes involved. So we're going to take a look at the clip first and then we're going to analyse it afterwards.
It's Fernando Torres. David Luiz. Pass back. That's lovely. Cristiano Ronaldo. He loved to talk about the passing game, the beautiful game, and that was a great example of it. And he can keep the attack going on the right side. They've linked up well. He takes the shot. Oh, credit for shooting, but it wasn't a very good shot.
So now that you've seen the clip guys, you see that I put a 12 pass move together with a few solo runs from Ronaldo there too that took me from my own box and in a position of danger to a position where I now have a corner. We're going to go back and analyse these clips and analyse the passes one by one and see if the pass was actually the perfect pass or if we could have done something a little bit different or a little bit better. As we pick up the ball here, we only really have four options. The first option is to pass back to the goalkeeper and then potentially clear it. Not really an option I like when the opponent has got a striker right there. The second option we've got is to pass to the player right in front of us here. Again, not an option I'm really happy about because the striker is on the defender and if he makes one mistake, it's game over. The third option that I can see here, guys, is we've got our CDM. I think it's Ramirez just there. He's showing for a pass and would be the most viable option for me. And there's also Kelvin just on the right hand side of your screen, who would also be open to take a pass. Now that would be a dangerous pass again because just off screen he's got a marker right behind him, and although Ramirez has got a marker on him as well, the angle of his run shows that if you pass it into Ramirez, he's either going to be able to have time to pass it into Kelvin or to clear the ball. Now as the pass does come into Ramirez here, which was for me the most sensible option, it opens up a few more options for you. And again, there's a few things here that you could do that would be very bad. For example, passing it back to the centre back there, Sergio Ramos. Again, there's a few players around Sergio Ramos, not really someone that you're going to want to pass the ball to. And David Luiz as well, just at the top of the screen there, is being closely marked. So if you try and pass it to him and that attacker nips in front or pushes or harasses David Luiz, you could lose possession and potentially concede a goal. You're in a very dangerous area here where you're in your own box and you need to make the best chance. Now you've actually got, for me, two okay options here. You've got Kelvin on the right hand side. The reason why Kelvin's a good choice is because the defender just on the right hand side here has got his back to Kelvin, which means Kelvin's going to have a bit of time and a bit of space if he picks up the ball. The other person you've got is a person who is actually Torres, who's in the centre attacking midfielder position. Now if you wanted to pass the ball to Torres, you'd have to stand on the ball with Ramirez, maybe negotiate your way around the defender and wait for the pass opportunity with Torres to come around. However, for me, again, the best option here is for the pass to be passed into Kelvin, and then we'll see where we go again from there. Now, the ball, of course, does reach Kelvin because he was the only chance. And once Ramirez passes that ball into Kelvin, there is, again, only really two options, maybe three options that you've got here. You can offer the return pass back to Ramirez, which for me is one of two most sensible options. You can see the defender there is running towards Ramirez and cutting across Torres, so you have got the pass open for Torres there, but because of the way the defender's running, you don't really want to make that pass. You want to aim the pass to Ramirez. The only other thing you can do is you've got Sergio Aguero on the right of your screen. You can do a nice little turn with Kelvin or just step across the ball, and then you can set Aguero away down the right hand side. Now, as you can see, the ball actually landed at Fernando Torres' feet instead of Ramirez, who he was aiming the pass at, but the pass was still accurate enough for us anyway. As Torres turns, he's got, again, two options here only for me. He could pass it back to Sergio Ramos, who is now in a bit of open space, or he can pass it into David Luiz. A nice through ball here instead of an X-pass would be better. David Luiz is breaking forwards, and the attacker there for the opposition team is just standing still. He's not going to track back. Maybe he's got a high attacking work rate, but he's definitely not making his way back. So for me, if you want to move forwards, because we're not here to pass around a defence, the pass that you're going to be making here is a pass into David Luiz, and that's exactly what we go ahead and do. So I actually skipped through the David Luiz pass there. For me, he only had two options anyway, to either pass back to the defence, or if we want to move forward, to pass to Ronaldo, who is the only person showing. But in the screenshot you're seeing right now, Ronaldo's been caught in a tricky situation. Everybody is pretty much marked except Pepe. The only person he can really pass to is Pepe, unless he wants to do a bit more of maybe a bad pass or more of a risky pass into the centre attacking midfield spot with Torres, who's not actually there at the moment, so that'll be Agbon Lahore dropping back. Or the other thing you could do is go on a skill run with Ronaldo and try and beat the player. Of course, we've seen the clip, so we know that we do send the pass back to Pepe, but I do think that's probably the best option here. So as the clip does progress, guys, and we do pass the ball back into Pepe, again, not many options are there for you, and we're going to keep it running a bit slower this time. So the only option right here is to send the ball into that little bit of space there where Cristiano Ronaldo was heading. We could have turned back, potentially lost the ball and played it back to the keeper, but again, we're not looking to pass it around the defence. Ronaldo gets the ball in a position, and David Luiz shows for him, the only person showing. And again, with David Luiz, after Ronaldo makes that run forwards, David Luiz could have turned around and passed the ball into Ramirez, but we're trying to push forwards. Ronaldo's making that run, and here's where it gets a bit different for me. At this situation here where Ronaldo's running down the wing, we could cross it in. You see Aguero waving his hand, he's at the far post. If we put the right cross in there, that's a goal. I end up coming back into play, and all of my options are being cut off. I'm going to have to keep hold of the ball here for as long as possible and hope that somebody starts to show for me. And as you can see, again, down the left-hand side, we get, I think that's Torres. It is Torres. Torres shows for the ball. Now, Torres gets the ball because he showed for it. This is kind of basically the long and the short of it. Once again, you see David Luiz right there. He's coming back into the play. He's coming towards the ball. Now, we're in the box now. We've opened up a lot of space, and as David Luiz picks the ball up, the only option is to send it into Ronaldo, and Ronaldo's in a great position. Now, if we was a little bit quicker, we'd be able to get our shot off, maybe get an actual shot on goal, but we managed to take the shot, we win the corner. This one didn't go in, but these passing plays and these passing movements are fantastic to use. It's really easy to keep control of the ball and show the easy pass. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I'm actually going to leave a few more clips in the background and talk a lot more about the whole passing and keeping the best option open just in a second. So I'll get some more clips for you guys and we'll carry on. Okay guys, so the clips you're left looking at are actually the goals that I scored throughout the tournament that I played in. The teams that I played against were actually very good, especially the first and the last teams. So I don't think there's a case to be made here for I was playing against poor teams or poor players. I genuinely believe that the way you play the game, the possession game, will determine a lot of what you have to do within FIFA. Possession game is something that's quite frowned upon at times because you always get, you get called a tramp or whatever, you get called a sweaty player if you pass around your defence, and I completely agree with that. The aim of FIFA isn't to pass around your defence, is to have a bit of fun and score some goals and play good football, and that's exactly what I've tried to do here. I don't really want to call this a tutorial because it's far from that. I'm not teaching you how to play FIFA, I'm just showing you that even without the fast players, without the super players, I know I've got a good team and people might think that's a bit irrelevant, but you don't have to have incredible players to be able to pass the ball to a man who's in space. Granted, I still make a few mistakes like the pass there. However, that pass that slipped into Aguero right there was pretty fantastic. There are still mistakes to be made here because this is FIFA after all, and it doesn't have an exact science to how it works. but there is always an option for you to pass to if you've got possession of the ball. And if there isn't an option, for me, 99.9% of the time, there is an option for you to pass to someone. If there isn't, you can always keep hold of the ball until somebody shows themselves. And that's, for me, it's changed my perception of how to play this game. I said to you guys in the last episode of the Ultimate Team, I was really struggling for a bit, and I went on and watched some Japes videos and some like professional FIFA players videos, and that's a fantastic goal from Ramirez there too. I went and watched some professional guys playing, and they always keep possession of the ball, and that's how they win most of their games, is just by keeping hold of that ball and controlling the game. Because when you've got the ball, you control the pace of the game. It doesn't matter who you're up against. You can be up against one of the fastest teams on the game, but if they haven't got hold of the ball, they can't do anything about it. You know, they can have players as fast as they like, but they can't do anything about it. Now, one of the problems that you might find is if you control the ball a lot, if you have the ball in possession a lot, and your opponent takes a high pressure approach and they go maybe perhaps a bit attacking and press the ball a lot, you're going to have to play really quick, and you're going to have to know where those passes are before you actually get the chance to play them. For example, as soon as you make that first pass, you've got to be looking at the radar or looking at the player movements and showing and knowing yourself that, hey, when I get hold of this ball, my next pass has got to be here. It's almost like a game of chess where you're going to have to be 1 or 2 moves ahead in your head before you even receive the ball. Hopefully, guys, you have enjoyed this video. If you have, feel free to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Like I say, I don't want to call this a tutorial, and I don't know if this has helped out anyone or not. And if there's any specific scenarios you'd like me to cover, feel free. I can definitely sort specifics out. I don't know if you guys want to see anything like this in the future. I've got a few things like this for corners and defending. Not tutorials, but just how to aim them and how I do certain things about them. I don't know whether I would qualify as good enough at FIFA to create tutorials in that sense, but I do think that there's certain little things in this game that people overlook completely, and a lot that can really help you out. And in the end, that was the last game that I won 1-0. It was against a subscriber, but I won a trophy off the back of it. And yes, I've got a great team, and if you guys would like to see me do something like this with a weaker team, just to show you that they make the same runs and they're in the same easy, positions to be open for very easy passes, then again, put it in the comment section, guys, and let me know. But as always, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate your support and feedback. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time. Cheers.